In this guide, we're going to go into Uncaged, Faces of Sigil. When it comes to Economy, known as Aken, the Arcanoloth, most bashers in the cage point to the name of his successful magic trinket shop to sum up his dual nature, the friendly fiend. One thing's for sure, Aken's is the best-natured Yugoloth this side of, well, any place. Of course, plenty of folks find it hard to swallow. Even after years of presenting himself simply and sincerely, Aken still brings out more suspicion than a thief in church. The only thing outwardly fiendish about him is his appearance. Like most Arcanoloths, he resembles a tall, broad-shouldered human with furry body, clawed hands, and the head of a fanged jackal. A wide black stripe of fur partially encircles his golden eye like a bandit's mask, starting at the outside corner of one eye, swooping down across his white snout and reaching the other corner of the other. He wears a robe speckled in teal, gold, and black. It neatly hides most of his clean, sandy brown fur. Though Arcanoloths greet customers with a grin, his prominent, sharp fangs have made many a visitor hesitate in the doorway of his lower ward shop.
Come in, I won't bite.
Once in the tall one-room shop, a Burke's just likely to be given something as he is to buy it. A customer who comments on some ornament dangling from his wrist, or multiple earrings, or multiple pierced ears, just might find it pressed into his hand by the smiling Yugoloth. Hundreds of bins line the shop's walls, each filled with magical trinkets, toys, and gadgets. Hypnotic tops, enchanted dice, and the like. When Aken sees a browser about to walk out without making a purchase, he reaches into the nearest bin with a big clawed hand, runs to the door, holding the tiny trinket up to the sod's face.
It's yours, friend,
he says,
free of charge.
No shoppers ever refuse these gifts. Most are afraid to. Even when it comes to the shop's priciest items, magical longswords, suits of armor, and the like, all displayed behind glass in the center of the room. Aken is no pressure salesman. Fact is, he often distracts customers with his pleasant chatter about the fresh new shipments of Elysian tea or a Daybus construction project on the other side of the street. Sometimes Aken surprises a customer by asking about their family members by name or inquiring about some trip or endeavor they've recently undertaken. The Yugoloth always assures the customer that the two of them have discussed the subject before. How else would he know such matters? Of course, a lot of folks just think the fiend knows more than he should, or has a way of extracting the dark of things before the extractee is even aware of it. As much as it shows interest in his clientele, Aken's quite shy of Burke's asking about him.
I'm merely a humble shopkeeper,
he says, bowing. Not a sage in town can place the day Aken first set foot in the cage, but the fiend built up a business in a hurry and took pains to fit in. When asked direct questions about himself or his past, he gives vague answers.
As like as not,
he says, or
it's as certain as a spire.
Or even achingly polite but painfully empty.
Thank you for asking.
The fiend leaves it to others to pen his biography, and they do spread his story by word of mouth. Some say Aken is as two-sided as the next Arcanoloth, hardly a friendly neighbor. No, they think he's sent to Sigil to pick up chant that might be useful in the blood war. That's why he pries so sodding much with all the customers. A body never knows when a seemingly petty bit of chant later might turn out to be quite valuable. Whether Arcanoloth is the eyes and ears of the Dark Eight or under the thumb of the Baylor General, though it is up for debate. In the end, most of his detractors feel Aken sells information to the highest bidder, answering to one Burke, and one Burke only, himself. Other bastards see no reason why an Arcanoloth will willingly and permanently leave Guyana, since Arcanoloths draw their power from that infernal plane. These folks say Aken's in exile. Driven from his fiendish brethren, he had to make a new life in the cage, and change his ways to turn aside the hateful stares usually cast at his kind. Of course, he must have done something horrible, or really good, to be judged unfit for fiendish company. To this day, or as the story goes, Aken lives in fear that the mysterious general of Guyana will send a Nikoloth assassin to make him pay the music. If so, Aken's done a poor job of hiding out. He's known to every sod in the lower ward. Finally, there are those who swear the fiend is just a plain barmy. They say that when he locks up his shop at night, he heads upstairs to his windowless quarters and screams, jumps, and throws himself against the walls. It's a way to let loose all the rage and evils he's suppressed all day long. The fear is that Aken's going to snap one day in a shop full of customers, shredding them with his poisonous claws or burning them with the ability to produce flame. Maybe he leaves the cage every night via a lower, planar portal in his quarters. Or his years of false smiles and forced niceties might just be groundwork for the grandest deceit imaginable. Some folks wish he'd have public fits like another well-known Arcanoloth, Shemeshka the Marauder. At least that way, a Burke would know where he stood with the fiend. The uncertainty is what makes Aken dangerous. Of course, that uncertainty might also be the fiend's sharpest mind at work. In any case, Aken's quite adept at his role, and he's having fun with it too. He dispels no rumors, answers no questions, and seems to disinterested in his own life, but fascinated by everybody else's, which naturally makes him all the more interesting. And it sure doesn't hurt business either. Aken's shop, The Friendly Fiend, can be located in the lower ward. If you like this and want more, please subscribe and like. Thank you.